Hey free-to-play gang, welcome back to another video. So I think it's about time that I consolidated whatever that I've been doing thus far, and the statistics that I've been working on for I think the past 1 or 1.5 months has been the bounty refresh. So I've done a total of 788 bounties. What that means is that I've been refreshing my bounties every single day, as many times as I can until I get something decent, and therefore, I can populate this list at the same time. So this was a lot of crystal investment that I did to make sure that the statistics make the most sense before the developers feel like they need to tweak the statistics again. That would be super aggravating. So I've done 788 individual tiles like this. So every time when I refresh, there will be 5 new tiles. So 788. Everything recorded all the way from all your green, all your blue, all your purple, orange, whatever, all the different rarity of your bounties. Everything recorded over 1.5 months or something like that. Now without further ado, let's get into the juicy details. So here are the results. Out of 788 total bounties, 280 of them are actually green, which is less or which is fewer than the number of blues that we get, which is 388. And we did get about 98 purples and 22 oranges or legendaries, right? I'm just talking about their color right now. And as you can see, this translates to a probability of 35.5% chance of getting a green tile and an almost 50% chance of you getting a blue tile, and a total of about 15% chance that you can get either a purple or an orange. And of course, the number of gold records that you can find this way is actually really abysmal. But the thing is, legendary rarity tiles also has a chance of giving you 200 Nexus crystals, and if you do get 200 Nexus crystals, that is equivalently 1 gold record as well. So don't be too hard up on this number over here. This is not exactly the truth. And in fact, that got me thinking a little bit. So I actually did some small math over here. So the probability of, or rather the number of 200 Nexus crystal rewards that we could have obtained from the legendary tiles are actually 7. So that's actually pretty similar to a gold record. So you can equivalently double the number of gold records that you can obtain via doing bounties. So it goes up to about 1.5%. Now moving on, this is the total number of Nexus crystals that I would have obtained if I just collected all the bounties related to Nexus crystals. But obviously this has not a lot of meaning behind it, because this is just summing up everything, including like the green rarity Nexus crystal rewards, which we do not really care about. Same goes for stamina as well. We have obtained a total of 7,140 stamina if you collected all the stamina. And here are the other miscellaneous rates, or rather the miscellaneous counts. So there's a rare Starimon, epic Abilimon, rare Abilimon, epic Abilimon, gold count. Wait, what? Epic Abilimon? Oh, this should be epic Starimon. My apologies on that. Okay, there we go, that's fixed. So I think over here there are some of the rates that we care about. So for example, there is a gold record rate, there is also the rare Starimon rate, and there is also the epic Starimon rate, which I'll talk about a little bit more. And of course the epic Abilimon rate. So I think these are the main rewards. I mean, of course, apart from Nexus crystals. So I've come up with like a reward list over here, which is what I'm basing a lot of my calculations on. So essentially, it doesn't really make sense for you to collect green rarity tiles because they have very little payout. So I'm actually not giving any weightage to gold. I feel like gold, you can obtain it from so many different locations that it doesn't really make sense for you to use your limited bounty attempts to participate in green bounties. So at the very least, I would recommend you to go for blues and above. But honestly, for me, I do feel like somehow I think going for purple makes the most sense in terms of Nexus cost to reward. So as you can see here, for example, if you get 50 Nex, that's worth 50 Nex, obviously. If you get 60 stamina, that's worth 67 Nexus crystals. And if you get a rare Starimon, that is actually worth 80 Nexus crystals if you're going by Purgatory 12 numbers, which I'll talk about in a future video. But the thing is, if you progress to purples, you actually get a huge spike in Nexus crystal reward. So for example, 120 stamina is worth 133 Nexus crystals, and you can also get 100 Nexus crystals. And there is also epic Starimon. Now, epic Starimon is actually worth a lot. It's actually worth up to 133 Nexus crystals. And over here, I'm actually using Dahlia numbers because of fodder limitation. So for example, if you eventually run out of fodder, which I think a lot of you guys may run out of fodder eventually, then farming Dahlia might actually be a very good way for you to replenish resources, but I'll talk about that in a future video. And obviously, if you luck out on some orange bounties, then you would be getting like 200 Nexus crystals or even up to 400 Nexus crystals. This is based on my own estimate for epic Abilimons, and of course gold records as well. So I think the most important question that I think everyone here has is, how should I go about with my bounties? Is there a strategy to it, or do I just, do the free refresh and just do the blues and just be done with it? So here's what I feel, okay? This is entirely my own opinion, okay? But do take note that, if you refresh, there is a possibility that you may not even get anything for like an infinite amount of refresh, right? So like, for example, if I refresh now and I just forgo this 100 Nexus crystals just for the showcase, if I refresh now, I may get nothing, right? And if I refresh again, I may continue to get nothing and nothing and nothing. And if Oh wait, shit, what? 200 Nexus crystals going. That could happen, but let's say you do not get anything, then you could potentially be looking at negative 1,000,000 Nexus crystals in terms of your net payout. But let's just assume that we are not that unlucky, right? And even though we have the numbers to probably give us the best way to plan forward, it's not always going to be that meaningful because, so like I have the percentages over here, you know, if you press a refresh, what is the probability of you getting a purple or orange tile? Yes, you can minimax this way, you can absolutely do that. But I do feel like it is extremely tiring and extremely bothersome for you to keep calculating every time before you want to refresh, which is entirely not what I'm about. So this is my extremely simplified strategy over here. So basically what you're seeing here is if 170, okay, give and take a little bit, if 170 minus the refresh cost is still more than the total Nexus returns value of your current list, then you refresh. So basically from this list over here, these two are going to amount to 400 Nexus crystals, and this 60 stamina is about 67 Nexus crystals, so you're going to add it up to 467, and you're going to ignore gold, and this is an epic Starimon, which is worth about 133 Nexus crystals. So all in all, there is a lot of Nexus crystals over here. There's about, I think, 600, and with that 600 is an extremely high value, right? So basically 170 minus refresh cost being 20, that's 140. Is 140 more than 600? It is not. Since 140 is not more than 600, do not refresh. So what I'm doing right here is I'm not refreshing because I need to participate in all this because it gives me the biggest bang for buck. So that is a simplified calculation. And how did I get 170? It's basically just based on this number over here, which is a Nexus returns per refresh, essentially consolidating all the mathematics over here into this one fine number, which is basically if you refresh, what is the total value of what you can expect in the 5 tiles that you're going to obtain. And that should sum up to about 170 in the long run. So that's about it. I hope this helped you a little bit, right? So I hope this gave you a little bit more insight on what you can do about your bounties. So what I'm doing right now, and what I feel like, you know, makes the most sense for me, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna keep refreshing until I get a purple tile. But the thing is, if you're a free-to-play player and Nexus crystals are super important to you, you know, super risky, you don't want to gamble it onto luck, then I would highly recommend you to just stick to blues and above. As long as you get a blue Nexus crystal or blue stamina, go for it, that's fine. But I think if you are in my position where I can gamble a little bit more, then definitely go for purples and above. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to leave a thumbs up, it really helps the channel, and subscribe for more Dislyte content. Now this has been Daddy Free to Play, and as always, I will see you in the next video.